You are now listening to the IELTS podcast. Learn from tutors and ex-examiners who are masters of IELTS preparation. Your host, Ben Worthington.
Hello there, IELTS students. In this episode, we're talking with Mohammed from Egypt, and he's going to tell us about his high IELTS scores, what he did, and where he's going. And we're going to learn a lot about how you can do the same to improve your IELTS scores and get to your destination. So welcome to the podcast, Mohammed. How are you doing, sir?
I am fine, sir. I am fine. Thank you very much.
Super. Okay. So you're from Egypt. Could you tell us a little bit more about yourself, why you're taking the IELTS and like your target country as well, if you could, please?
Yes, actually, I am from Egypt, and I am 43 years old. I am working currently as a doctor in Kuwait in Ministry of Health, and I took IELTS because I was aiming to go to UK to work in the National Health Service in UK. And to work as a doctor in UK, we should take the what we call the General Medical Council registration, which is conditioned by having IELTS academic of and to get at least a score of a total of 7.5, and I should not get less than 7 in any of the IELTS stations.
Right.
So this is why I was taking my IELTS to go to UK.
Right, I see. And this was your second time taking the exam, is that right?
Actually, not the second. Actually, the fourth time.
Fourth, okay.
I will tell you, it's a bit of a long story. Well, in 2019, I took the IELTS twice. Okay.
Right.
And unfortunately, I was getting around between 6 and 6.5 in writing.
Okay.
And surprisingly, in my second attempt, I got 3 8s and 1 6.5. It's 8 in listening, 8 in reading, 8 in speaking, and 6.5 in writing. And it was really frustrating.
Yeah, I could imagine. Wow.
Then I got my IELTS in February 2020, and I could do it. I got 8.5 and 8.5 and 7 speaking, 7 in writing. So I could do it in February 2020. This is my third trial.
Right. Okay.
Then I, for some familiar reasons, I postponed my step to go to UK.
Right.
So I am applying for a job there, and I'm applying. I got accepted in my job in UK, and I'm applying currently for a UK visa.
I see.
So unfortunately, the IELTS that I took in February 2020 is expired now.
No. Gotcha.
So
this is why you took the IELTS again with in May, right?
Yes, that's it. So I to be able to prepare myself well, I reserved the exam in April. The beginning of yes, we can say in the beginning of the middle of April, and I got my exam on the 22nd of May 2022.
Oh, okay. Right. All right. So it's fairly recent then.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. And what were your overall, actually, tell us at the end of the podcast what your overall scores were. And you got in contact with us to specifically help you with your writing. Is that right?
Yes. This is actually after my second attempt in IELTS.
Right.
I started to search on the internet if I can find somebody to help me with writing mainly. So actually I tried working with others, but the issue of how to correct the essay was my problem. Nobody was using your method.
Okay, I see.
You are letting us to write the to write the essay on Word, then we send it to you, and you let somebody correct it to us on a YouTube video.
Yeah.
And this is what was really suitable to me. The others were not. The others were not doing this. And what was really good is that I used to see with your method, I used to see where is the error and how to correct it. It's a really it's the classic way that I was using since I was a secondary student. Yes.
It's like the examiner is, or the essay corrector is like looking over your shoulder, and it's like they're sat there with you, right?
Yes. Yes. Correctly.
Yeah.
When I was a student and when I was a student in the secondary in my secondary education, this was their method to correct the essay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. They did videos, or they were sat next to you?
No. It is just the teacher used to take the papers.
Right.
In my secondary studies, I was this was in 1995, so there was almost no computers as now. Computers were not that frequently used. So they used to get the papers and they used to mark it.
Right. I see. Okay.
So currently you are doing the same thing, but on a screen. But at least you are taking something that I wrote and you correct it directly in front of me.
I see. And the other services you used, they just sent you a PDF, or what were they like?
I used to send them the photo of and they used to give me a very, very general note. This and you don't write this. They didn't guide me with my method to write the essay itself.
I see.
So imagine somebody who tells you general remarks on WhatsApp, for example, or just verbally, without seeing really where is the problem. You do this, you don't do that. But this was not really helping to me.
I see. You needed a tutor to go through word by word of your essay and say, this is right, this is wrong, and it's wrong because of this. And what you need to do is X, Y, Z. Is that right?
Yeah, that's it.
What caused you to sort of like say, I'm not going to continue with this?
Because I didn't get my score. I didn't get my score that I was aiming for. I was aiming for 7 in writing. And imagine I was doing a lot. I was doing a lot of work. I started preparing IELTS in August 2019.
Yeah.
Yes, in August 2019. I went for one exam in October 2019 with this same method, and I wasn't successful.
Right.
So I said, probably this will improve later. And I see some videos.
Yeah.
With the method of correction that I told you about, with teachers, and then I go for another IELTS, and I don't get my score, which was really very frustrating.
I see. So just to summarize, you started your preparation, you started getting feedback on your essays, and then you took a test, and you didn't get the grade right, and you took the test twice, and each time you didn't get your expected score. So you was like, okay, I need to change my preparation method. I need to change, something needs to change. And I have a feeling it's these corrections, they're not helping me improve. Is that right?
You're right, yes.
And I guess it was Ellen who was correcting your essay.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. And it wasn't.
And I think in my thanks also to the teacher who corrected my essays. Her name is Miss Daphne.
Oh yes, yeah. Okay, so she was correcting your essays before Ellen was as well.
Miss Daphne, and right now Miss Ellen, she was correcting my essays in this current setting.
Right.
In 2022.
Okay. Yeah. What were the scores in the other sections for the reading, the speaking, for the listening?
The reading I got 9.
Wow, great score. Well done.
And in the reading I got 9, and in listening I got 8.5. Yes, and this is the certificate. If I can open the camera to get it so that you can see it as well.
Okay, yeah. Wow. Okay, so we got 8 for listening, 9 for reading, 7 for writing, speaking 7.5, overall 8. What a star. Well done, Mohammed. You nailed it. Well done. That is
This is nice.
fantastic. You said that Ellen, she wasn't only just sort of like correcting the work, she was giving you advice as well. Do you remember any specific advice that she gave you?
It is just on at first how to around what vocabulary to use and what vocabulary not to use,
Right.
which was a very good point. It's not the issue of using complex vocabulary. It is the issue of how to use certain words, for example, for a certain meaning.
Right. Okay.
And it's always very important not to use the word only if we know the correct sense of this word.
I see.
Because I see this is one of the problems of the people who do not have English as a mother tongue. We read a lot, we face a lot of complex words, but unfortunately sometimes we don't use them in their correct sense. So the point will not be clear. And instead of gaining a mark, we lose a mark.
I see. So by working with Ellen, she told you, like, okay, do not gamble with certain words unless you're 100% certain that that you're using it correctly and accurately, right?
Yes.
I see. Okay. So that was just
this
like
is one.
sorry.
Just
one of the things that she told you while you were getting your essay corrected. Yeah.
That's it.
Gotcha.
Number two, she was correcting when she was correcting my task 1 essays. She just made me take care of a good point, which is not to be mechanical while writing the task 1 essays.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Don't mention the value in comparison to the other value. Just
okay.
Also, you will use less number of words. And even Ellen, she asked me in the first set of essays, she told me, please write the time that you used to write all these 2 essays because they were longer. The number of words was more than needed.
Right. Okay.
It is, we are writing a lot. No, this is not needed. You just try to summarize as much as you can to get the correct number of words.
Absolutely. Yeah. So just to summarize for the listeners, because you were breaking up a little bit there. So another piece of advice Ellen gave you was that when you're approaching task 1, you do not have to list mechanically every single data point. You're much better. Yeah. You're much better using higher quality sentences, such as double that of the previous year and those kinds of sentences, right?
That's it. That's
excellent. Yeah. That's exactly what we teach in the course as well, in the academic task 1 course. And also the other piece of advice that you said was the word count. And this is exactly what we teach in the task 2 course about, at the beginning, get the skills right and write down the essay and don't worry about the time. But if, and I do the same, if I correct in an essay and it's got, I don't know, like 1,000 words in for task 2, I'm like, hey, hang on a second. How long did you spend on this? Because one thing is taking the time to write an accurate essay, but it's another thing spending 3 hours and then submitting it, And I guess she picked up on this. Were you spending a long time writing your first essays, Mohammed?
Yes, but this was really in the very beginning.
Right.
In 2019.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's say 1 hour and a half.
Okay. Yeah, that's all right. To start off with. Yeah, I mean, to start off with, and then as you get better, you start shortening the time, but you can't rush into this and start like, okay, I'm going to write it out in 20 minutes. And then when the exam comes, I'm going to be super comfy because I know how to write it in 20 minutes. No, it doesn't work like that. You need to get the foundation first.
Yes. And know what you are going to write before starting to write.
Absolutely.
Analyzing the data, then you try to get a very, very quick planification of what you are going to write.
Yeah. Also, Mohammed, we teach this in the live course, in the live training that we've started. That's at IELTSPodcast.com/live. But we teach exactly the same for task 2. You know, spend a few minutes, make a plan, and it becomes so much simpler once you've got a plan. And then you just basically dropping that plan into a framework, and then you're writing your essay and you're away. And it's so much easier. Yeah. So I totally agree with you. Now, just moving on, Mohammed, did you have any doubts before you started working with IELTS Podcast?
Well, it was not doubt, but I was not sure because when I was thinking about it, what could be the difference between one English teacher and the other? I should be. I just thought about it. Simply, I was taking a chance. So I said, okay, in IELTS podcast, I am working with the English speakers. They have English as their mother tongue. Who are the persons who are going to correct my essays? They have English as their mother tongue. But what could be the difference? I was working here in Kuwait with very experienced English teachers as well. And with those I used to send essays to my country as well, to Egypt, with English teachers there. So I was always telling myself, what could be the difference? It's just some rules we are applying. And there is always somebody who is making sure that I am writing in good English. So good English in Egypt is the same as good English in UK. But I was wrong in this.
Okay, so just to summarize,
yes,
you were sending your essays to English professionals in Kuwait, in Egypt, but they weren't native English speakers. And initially, you thought, no big deal. Rules are rules. And if you're proficient, it doesn't matter if you're a native English speaker. And I think that is true up to a certain point. You know, there is some truth there. If you're going for a band 6, that's probably fine. You know, that assumption. But I think if you're stuck at a band 6, 6.5, and you want to get that 7, 8, or 9, then the difference really shows. Would you agree with that statement?
Absolutely.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. And I think this is one of the points why we've always worked with native English speakers, ex-IELTS examiners, because even native English speakers can get it wrong, you know, but ex-IELTS examiners, no chance. It's not going to happen. You're in the best hands there. Okay, so we are. Is there anything else that you would like to share? I mean, you got extremely good scores in the other areas. Is there anything that really helped you get those band 8s and the band 9 as well? What were you doing, Mohammed?
I will tell you regarding the listening. I used to listen to the BBC. While driving my car, I used to have the BBC in the radio. It's very good, and there is a lot of themes that is there. You can listen to political issues, you can listen to sport, some social issues as well. So you will not find ideas in TV series. It's not necessarily if you understand 20%, 30%, 90%, doesn't matter. Just go and listen.
Okay,
you will see social issues, sports issues, economic issues, political issues. So I totally recommend the BBC radio.
Interesting.
And it's very easy actually in each country. If you go on the internet and you will write the BBC radio, you will have like a guide which frequency you should use to get the BBC in your country.
Beautiful. Okay, super tip. And just one other thing, because you were breaking up, you said basically we're saying sort of like immerse yourself with the BBC radio, politics, sport. Don't bother that much with the TV shows because, and I think this is really important, you will not get ideas for your essays listening to TV shows, right?
Yes.
Super. Okay. So you need to be tuned in to current events and get fully immersed basically in the world. Get fully immersed. Yeah, and fill your brain with ideas, right?
Yes, yes.
Beautiful. Finally, before we finish,
Sorry,
yes,
Ben. Can I just add one other advice regarding reading?
please, yeah.
Sunday Times website.
Ooh, good one. Yeah.
The Sunday Times website. This is excellent. The subscription is not that expensive. This was my only source for reading. It's just as if you are reading the journal, but on the computer.
And Mohammed, I am with you on this one. The Sunday Times, I'm not that keen on the owner, Mr. Murdoch. However, I do remember reading the Sunday Times, and the quality of the journalism is next level. Like the quality of the written articles is the next level, you know? And I
Yes,
think it's a really good resource. And especially if you're going deeper into this and you really want to fill your brain up with ideas, and use quality journalism to get those ideas, then I think that's an excellent tip there. So thank you for that, Mohammed.
okay.
Uh,
Thank you.
and final question: what would you say to anybody who's thinking about joining the course, about joining
Well,
or submitting their essays? Sorry.
I always advise them to write as much as they can.
Good
And
point.
in IELTS podcast website, they will find a lot of collocations, but it is not the issue of memorizing the collocations. They should read it
True.
and they try to use it as much as they can, but we should not we should not memorize the collocation. We just read it to get an idea and just to keep it nearby while we are writing,
Mm-hmm.
or to revise them again after finishing the essay. So the collocation podcast website are really brilliant. Plus, also, I always recommend the books of Cambridge.
Yes, good point.
They are brilliant, and they are almost always they are a copy of the real IELTS exam.
Absolutely, yeah. It's written by the same people, so they have to be the same standard. And I've heard as well that they are a tiny little bit harder than the actual exam. So it's a really good, thorough preparation. That's excellent point there, Mohammed.
Yes,
Excellent
and
point.
sometimes yeah, the listening exams, they were harder than the I.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was just
The,
saying, that they are more difficult. They're usually more difficult. So if you are scoring a band 7.5 in those Cambridge exams, the books, then you can go into the exam with IELTS IDP or British Council or whoever, and you can go in there very confident that you're going to get
yes,
your target score. So yeah, that's a fantastic point. Okay,
and
so
for
yeah,
writing, I always recommend to use Cambridge and yours as well, because in IELTS podcast you provide essays, especially in task one, that are really complex. You provide complex graphs and so on. So if we get trained with your essays, the one in the IELTS will be more easier. So
ah,
I always, yes, this is a good point. Your graphs and your bar charts that you give us are more complex than the exam itself. So it's a very, very good training, your task one essays.
right. Okay, thank you. That's an excellent point there. And so you believe the questions we were giving you for the task one, the graphs, were much more difficult than what you faced in the real exam?
That's it.
Right. I see. I see. So you were more than prepared come exam day.
Yes.
Super. Okay, now last question, Mohammed, and then we'll wrap it up. Now, what's the time scale? When will you be working in the UK? When will I see you in my country? When will I
Yes,
bump you?
actually, I would be glad. I would be glad if I see you there, of course. Actually, I got the post in the 13th of May.
Right.
So, and then I got my certificate of sponsorship just 2 days back. I will go for the biometrics next Monday.
Yeah.
Then I think I am planning to go to UK by the 20th of August.
Wow. Okay. So you'll get some of the lovely British summer just in time for the end of summer. Pack a rain.
Yes, actually, I will be working in Essex.
Right. Okay. Down south. Actually, okay. So you might actually need maybe half a tub of sun cream, maybe half a bottle. I doubt it though. I think it'd be much safer to take a raincoat and a brolly.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I don't, but I mean, weather aside, I'm pretty certain a successful, ambitious worker, professional like yourself is just going to excel in England. You're going to have an amazing time. I don't think I will bump into you. I've never been to Essex. I will be up north with the sheep, and you'll be down south with the professionals.
I would be glad if I can visit you in the north, no problem.
Yeah, definitely. I will be there later this year. At the moment, I still haven't moved, but that's on the agenda to get to the UK. And yeah, I totally recommend it, Mohammed. Travel, explore, and yeah, you're gonna have an amazing time. And as I said, a professional like you is just you're going to be rising and shining. I'm pretty certain. All right, so
Hopefully,
we'll have to wrap that up. And if you are a student like Mohammed, maybe you're a doctor, or maybe you're an engineer, an architect in Germany, or I don't know, a mathematician, an Indian mathematician in Australia, it doesn't matter. We can help you. We can give you the feedback on your essays, just like we were doing with Mohammed. Or maybe you want to join our course where you can get a little bit more assistance. Totally up to you. Get in contact, or even come and join us on our live courses that we're starting at IELTSPodcast.com /live, LIVE. It'll be super to see you there as well. So thank you very much, Mohammed. And I wish you a very successful time in England, and well done you. Well done for succeeding. And also just one other thing, well done for not giving up, for pushing through, not only with your GMC exams or the Royal, what was it? Association of Physicians?
No, the Royal College of Physicians of London.
Sorry, Royal College of Physicians of London. Well done for succeeding in that. And also well done with your IELTS score, for not giving in and for getting the score that you deserve. That's absolutely fantastic. So well done for you. And I'm glad that we could help you and help you get the score that you deserve. So massive thank you for taking our services and trusting in us. And I'm happy that we managed to get you there. So thanks, Mohammed. And massive thanks to the listeners. And remember, get in contact, IELTSPodcast.com, if you need any help. So thank you.
And please, I want you to convey my special thanks to everybody, to you, of course, and to everybody that had my essays corrected. I am really grateful. Thank you.
Will do. Yep, I'll pass on that to Ellen straight away. So yeah, you're welcome, Mohammed.
Thanks for listening to IELTSPodcast.com.